want to talk about today is shoulder joint mechanics. This is a really helpful way of thinking about how the shoulder operates, and I found it to be extremely helpful when you think about posture or any of the workouts that we do that involve shoulder movement. So there's a concept that's called scapulohumeral rhythm, which is a mouthful, but what that's really saying is the scapula, which is the shoulder blade, the humerus, which is the arm bone, and the rhythm component is how those work together to move your arm through space, or put another way, how the shoulder operates. So to start with, if you think about the first 30 degrees of movement with my arm, whether that's up in front, diagonal to the side, it's just this ball and socket joint of the shoulder. I actually have a little model here that I can kind of show you on this. So this would be a right shoulder. So this is that ball and socket joint I'm referring to. First 30 degrees, just that movement there, that ball and socket joint. After that, it starts to get a little interesting. That's where the scapulohumeral rhythm begins to be involved. And what it dictates is every 2 degrees after we hit 30, every 2 degrees that my arm moves, my humerus moves up, my scapula has to move 1 degree in a movement called upward rotation, where if I flip it around here, now you think about looking at somebody, looking at me from the backside, again, after we hit 30 degrees, every 2 degrees this moves up, this has to rotate in this upward rotation direction. If you think about where this faces, this is upward rotation, downward rotation. So if my shoulder mechanics are working good, i.e. good posture, as well as how I'm moving my shoulder and arm through space, when I move my arm up, all that moves nice and smoothly. I get this nice rhythm, like I was mentioning, and my shoulder's happy about it. What often happens is because of compensated posture or poor sitting or standing habits, we tend to overdevelop these upper traplevator scapular muscles that attach to this top of this shoulder blade. And unfortunately, when they're overdeveloped or reactive or overworking, however you want to think about it, they tip the scapula into downward rotation, which takes away the ability for it to upward rotate. And what often happens is this impingement at the shoulder joint. It can feel like some pain in the arm or in the bicep, in the side. It kind of just depends a little bit. But all that stuff, we can solve that with one, working on our posture, breaking the stick like I often mention, and then two, having just a little bit of an understanding on what that's actually doing when we set our posture and then move our arm through space. The last thing I'll leave you with is there's this idea that the muscles on top and the muscles on bottom are kind of, they have a relationship with each other and they tend to oppose each other. And so if the ones on top are contracted, if I'm like this, the ones on bottom are kind of relaxed because they're loosened. Conversely, if the ones on bottom are contracted, if I break the stick, then the ones on top are a little more relaxed and kind of supple with that, which is what we want. So I hope that helps your understanding of the shoulder and of the joint mechanics. Again, that's called the scapulohumeral rhythm, how that operates there. And good luck until next time.